Welcome, everyone. I'm Kat, Catsy, which is short for Cat Sparkles. This is a yin, inner stargazing yin. So you get to tune into your inner celestial cosmic self. If you're new to yin, which I don't believe many of you are new, but this is recorded, so maybe you're new to yin and you're watching this. We hold the postures for a bit longer. This way you have time and space to dive into it, so that you don't have to force yourself into the position. You allow your breath to take you there, so be very conscious of your breath. Of course, I'll guide you throughout the practice, so that you can find ease and peace and comfort within yourself. Again, the playlist is called YINlationship because it's about creating a relationship with yourself. Yeah, and you get to see yourself, you get to feel into yourself in a whole new way when you come to the yin practice. And I feel that my purpose when it comes to teaching is that I create a space for you. We're collectively, virtually coming together for you to work into yourself. So that being said, if you feel inspired to take another position, listen to yourself and take that position. You're not going to distract anyone because you're at home. And in fact, that's what I did last night when I was taking a yin class online. It was a very beautiful class, but I also felt the calling to be in poses on one side a bit longer, to move in another way. So you are free. Don't ever forget, your freedom is within yourself and you can express yourself from that place. I felt the freedom to wear my grandmother's dress. I can't take this thing, I've taken it off, but I keep putting it back on because it's just so cozy. And so I hope you like it. But let's get started. Find a nice, comfortable seat. Whoops. Just slid off my bolster. And we'll tune into ourselves using our breath to guide us. I'm also going to mute you all. Again, this doesn't mean you are muted in real life. In fact, I encourage you to let out long exhales, so let out sighs of release, of relief, whatever, because we're storing a lot. Our bodies go through a lot. And so this is a nice way to let go of anything that you've been carrying around with you. So you make space for your essence, yourself, to shine a bit brighter. Okay. So you can find a comfortable seat, whether you sit on a bolster or not. This is up to you, your YINlationship. And you can go ahead and close your eyes. Have your palms down if you want to ground yourself. Have your palms up if you're looking to receive some energy. And just tune in by listening to your breath as it streams in and out. You're starting to create a relationship with your internal world. I can't assume what you've been doing throughout the day, but perhaps you've been very much consumed in the external world as you've been filling various jobs, checking off your to-do list. So this is your time to nourish yourself, to create a relationship that supports you on a physical level, a mental level, emotional level, even spiritual level, if that resonates. And we want to work on reawakening aspects of ourselves that perhaps have felt a bit numb, a bit closed off, a bit dormant. And to do that, just simply deepen your breath in Let a long exhale stream out. And to soothe things, to slow things down, cool things down. We're now going to move into Nadi Shodhana. This is alternate nostril breathing. We're going to keep it very simple this evening. Perhaps you've been taught from other teachers and gurus who do it with specific counts. This is right as well, but again, we'll just keep it simplified tonight. So for alternate nostril breathing, what you're going to do is take your left hand in Yam Mudra, index and thumb connect, and this palm is up on your thigh. Your right hand, index and middle finger fold down in Vishnu Mudra, and you bring this hand towards your face. This way, you can alternate your nostrils. So what you'll do is you're going to breathe in through the left, close left, exhale right, breathe in right, close, exhale left, inhale left, close, exhale right, inhale right, close, exhale left. So that you work on clearing out both the Ida and the Pingala nadis. These are respectively your lunar, feminine, restorative side is the Ida, and the Pingala is the right, the solar, the active, the masculine side. And then where those nadis intersect, that's where you have the chakras, these energetic vortexes along your spine. Don't get me started about the chakras. This will be a really long class. But now let's just cool things down. Have your hands in position. I'll guide you through the first few rounds, and then you'll listen to your own breath. Okay? First, just take a deep breath in through both, and exhale everything out to clear. Close right. Inhale through your left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Close left. Exhale right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Close right. Exhale left. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Inhale left. Close, exhale right. Inhale right. Close, exhale left. Inhale left. Close, exhale right. Inhale right. Close, exhale left, and continue on your own. See if perhaps you can even take longer inhales and match it with your exhale. Next time you exhale out of your left, let both hands rest in Yan Mudra on top of your thighs. Allow the eyes to stay draped closed. Notice the effects, the subtle shifts of your breathing from the very beginning of class till now. And then allow your hands to float together at your heart center. Allowing the thumbs to rest gently in the center of the chest as you plug into this place of universal connection. And from this place, we'll enhance our vibration by singing the sound of Om, virtually all together 3 times. First, take a deep breath in to clear. Exhale everything out. Breathe in to sing from your heart. Imagine and feel that vibration continues to create a ripple effect throughout yourself, throughout your mind. So it continues to create clarity throughout your entire sense of self. Deepen that relationship with the essence of you. And from here, we can find our way to our mats if you're not there already. We're going to start in Dangling Pose. So what you do is you're going to take your feet slightly wider than your hips, about like so, parallel. And you're going to grab opposite elbows. And just as the pose suggests, you're going to dangle to yourself. And some of you know, but I use my phone for a timer because we do hold the positions for a given amount of time. So in this time, it gives you space to evolve, to drop further in. And take a moment here to acclimate, shake out your head yes and no. If the hamstrings feel tight, with softness in the knees. Softness in the knees. If you wish to eventually drop the arms down to the floor, you can. Also dangle over to your playlist. Start it if you like. And if there's something in mind that's been looming or creeping up that you know you want to let go of, you can imagine that as you inhale, you start to grasp around this concept, this idea. And with your exhale, it's like you're blowing it out. So it gets lost in the wind, it gets carried away from you. Every breath is an opportunity for this as well. Take a deep breath in where you are. And exhale, release everything out completely. From here, stay folded over, but clasp your hands behind your back. Drive the fist up and overhead. Take a moment here just to take little circles, figure eights with the fist as you start to massage out any tension that might be behind the heart, and the neck, and the shoulders. Just as a transition, we'll weave in a little breath for movement. So as you inhale, bend your knees, and as you do so, carve the fist back and gaze up. So you create a coup shape with your spine. I know I just look like a big flower blob. And as you exhale, melt your torso between your thighs and let the head hang heavy forward. And 3 more times like that. Inhale, bend your knees, arch through the spine, leave the heart open. And exhale, melting down into yourself, fold. Your breath in carries you up. Your exhale allows you to melt down. Last time together, breathing in, carve it back, lifting up, stretch open. And exhale, melt down. Bring your hands now down to your low back, and then down to the floor. And then you can widen out the feet a bit, turn the toes out, heels in, and then just sway your hips now from side to side. You can even flip your hair around a little bit, loosening up through your hips. Right back up through center. Lower down onto your seat. And extend your legs out in front of you. So from here, you'll keep your right leg long. You're going to bend your left knee in and slide it back behind you. So you're in a half virasana shape. Yeah? If this bothers you, you can also take traditional Jani Shirshasana, but my intention here is to work a bit more into the quadricep tonight. This is a nice way just to ease into it. Okay? So, you don't have to be sitting straight on the heel. The heel can be on the outside of the hip. Bring your fingertips along beside you and roll your shoulders back and breathe into your heart space, lift up. And as you exhale, start to hinge forward, melting the chest over the thigh. And you can bring the hands a little bit further in front of you. Breathe and pull the chest forward, and exhale, melt down. And then you work into the depth with time. You might just start here. It's also nice if you have a pillow, bolster, whatever, big stuffed animal. You can take it to rest on, so that you're really able to completely surrender into the pose. There is a very fine line. Yeah, you want to be playing with your edge in yin, meaning kind of brushing along the edges of your comfort zone so that you can make progress. But in order to really drop in, try to let go of any resistance. Resistance can come in the mind. It can also come up emotionally or physically. So if you ever experience that pulling back, reconnect to your breath, again, that will overpower any sort of resistance that comes up so that you're able to dive a bit deeper. Now take a deep breath in where you are. And exhale it all out. Press into the fingertips. Roll up through your spine. And instead of moving straight to the other side, we're just going to layer on from here. So what you'll do is you'll bend your right knee in, so it's set up for pigeon. Now, if you wish, you can just bring your left knee back to the side. If pigeon feels like it would be too intense in this moment, you can take what is called deer pose, which is just like so. You stack the legs and you fold forward. If you're looking to get really deep and sweet into your hips, bittersweet, you can extend your right leg back. So you just did a bit of quad release before in the forward fold. Now you'll breathe into it a bit deeper here. Make sure the back foot isn't single, meaning it's not turned in. It's pointing, your toes are pointing straight to the back. And depending on what space you want to open up in the front hip, that'll determine how far you have the front shin forward or back. The closer it is into the groin, the less intense. Padding underneath the hips if you'd like, especially if you feel like you're sitting into one side. Now to start, come onto the fingertips, roll the shoulders back, breathe into the chest, even look up. And as you exhale, imagine someone kind of pulling your heart forward and down. Forward and then down, so you're not collapsing into yourself. You can mount your chest over your shin. Feel free to make a little pillow with your hands or use a real pillow. And take this time to direct your breath to where you feel the sensation building up. Creating this relationship with yourself. You're consistently tuning in, creating awareness as to what's happening, what's shifting. So feel free to adjust your shape over time. And ideally, in yin, you adjust it to get deeper with time. You know, I mentioned at the beginning of class that you can steer your practice in your own direction. Just make sure that if you are taking that path, that you're doing it with intention. And the intention should never be to escape. If something's coming up that you want to escape, it's actually a sign that you should face it and breathe with it, feel into it, so that you have the opportunity to release it. Our relationships with our peaks should be balanced with the relationship with our valleys as far as how we take them on. Learn how to navigate space in between. We're almost there, so take these last few moments in the pose to breathe even deeper. Take a deep breath in. Exhale everything out. So you peel yourself off the mat. You can walk your hands up, up underneath your left toes, and then just, you can take what you want in between. I personally like to take the three-legged dog and just circle out through the right leg, through the hip. Excuse me, a bit swiftly. And then you'll come to sit again, tent, and bend your right knee in half Virasana. Feel it can be on the outside of your bum. And extend your left leg long out in front of you. Bring your fingertips back behind you. And roll the shoulders back, breathe into your heart. And exhale, start to hinge forward. And then you can bring the hands in front and roll the shoulders back, breathe and pull the chest forward. And exhale, melt down. Gently giving pressure on top of the left thigh so it can begin to open up the underside of the leg. These last few moments here in the pose to amplify your breath. All together, take a deep breath in. And exhale everything out. Come onto the fingertips, chin towards the chest, slowly start to roll up through your spine. We'll set up for pigeon, or you can take deer pose, again up to you. So you'll bend the left knee in and reach your right leg back. Excuse me for my sniffly self. You can come onto the fingertips. You take what you need so that your foundation can support you here and you feel at ease to go deeper. Now all together, we'll breathe in. Exhale, melt yourself forward. Rest on top of the shin. Acclimate by breathing deep. Feeling and again seeing yourself in the whole way. Perhaps even observing how one side carries a different energy than the other. I mentioned before, your left side is the lunar, feminine, cooling, nurturing side. It's the right is a bit more active and powerful and fiery. You're about halfway there. We're going to assess how you want to move deeper. And you don't always have to physically shift. It can be more subtle just by using your breath. Again, connecting to this idea of formulating a relationship as many of you know, but the hips are this container that holds a lot of emotions, emotional energy, say. So it's quite common for things to come up. For some people, they're a bit more visual. They have flashes of the memories. For others, they sense more, they feel more. So again, the breath is the vehicle for the pranas so that you can smooth out anything residual and you make space for you to express it, make space to create. The hips are also a place of creative energy to give birth, but not just to humans, but also to your ideas, concepts, projects that you're working on. So don't resist the hips. Nurture it, breathe into it, feel into it, so that the power that is there can actually serve you in your life. Virtually together, we'll take a deep breath in here. Exhale everything out completely. Claw your hands up. Take underneath your back toes. Wow. Lift your left leg up, circle it out. And lower down. Okay. For the next position, I'll tell you when we're halfway through, because for some of you, you might want to take the less intense variation. Because what we're working is Supta Virasana. So here I am in Virasana, sitting in between my heels. Supta just means reclining on your back. If you have a bolster or a pillow, I highly recommend using it. This will help you really ease into it, as reclining all the way back can feel very intense. Just something to keep in mind is that when you arch back like this, you don't want to create this curved spine, like no Beyonce back. Because when you create this anterior tilt and you lean back, it can be very pinchy on the low back. So what you can do is create a posterior tilt, so you scoop your tailbone forward, bring your hips up towards your low ribs, yeah? And from there you can recline back and open up like so. It can be very sensational here on the quads and the thighs, even though we already did some prep work. But if you want to go all the way, and again, I'm going to give you a halfway point regardless. So if you start there and you feel that you want to go all the way, you can recline all the way onto your back, take your arms overhead. If you want the less intense variation, or perhaps you don't have props at home, you can do as we started, where you extend one leg forward, you just have your other knee bent, so you're in Ardha Virasana, so the Ardha Supta Virasana, and you can recline back, like so, yeah? And also bend this knee if you need. So take a moment just to kind of feel into what position you're going to start with. And I'm going to give you the halfway point, whether that means you switch legs, or if you want to remove a bolster, go deeper in any fashion. That is up to you. It's your relationship. So find yourself where you wish to be. And we'll begin. And I do suggest that if you're coming into Supta Virasana with both knees bent, and you feel an intensity kind of shoot through the body, use your breath. Take at least 5 deep breaths.
The only indicator that you need to come out of the pose is if there is sharp pain in the knees. If you have knee problems, please take the half variation or do something that suits you. Because in general, just with the quadriceps being a large muscle group, and we are a very quadricep dependent society, just from walking around, cycling, running, even sitting in the chair can tighten the hip flexors. So it's quite common to come here and feel like a sensation that is unlike any other. If you don't feel it, it's okay. Just give it. See what more can relax here as well, whether that be in your face, the jaw. That sends a message to release your entire body. You're at the halfway point. So if you're doing one side, switch. If you feel the call to go deeper, you can remove the prop from underneath you. It's also nice to bring the arms over the head to give the lungs more space to expand. Continue to breathe deep for these last few moments that you're here, so that you continue to clear out on a deeper level. Take a deep breath in where you are. And exhale everything out completely. So come out of this position if you're full on onto your back or just on the bolster. Start by bringing your elbows into the side, bring your chin into your chest. You can prop up on your elbows. Then bring your hands back behind you and sit up. Then crawl your hands forward, forward, forward. For everyone, we can now come into the tabletop position. You need a pad underneath your knees if you can. And just stretch out through one leg, pressing back through the heel or get back and forth. Opening up through the arches of the feet. Switch to your other leg. Easing into it. Here you can come to sit on your seat. We're going to bring the soles of our feet together and our knees wide. And again, just depending on what you want. If you want to work very deep into your hip space, then bring the heels closer in. It'll be more like a Baddha Konasana position. If you really just want to sweeten into it and just relax, you can have your feet further apart for Tadasana, so you can relish in the forward fold. And before you dive deep, just have your props nearby. And since we're just in a big arch, let's create a bit of fluidity into our spine. So you can take a hold of your cat or your shins with your hands. And as you inhale, roll your shoulders back and you're in the heart forward. And as you exhale, you can press into your calves and curl your spine like a cat to round back. And just imagine it's like this wave of water washing through you. Inhale, coming forward. And exhale, curling back. And just connect to your own rhythm of breath. Pushing out any blockages, fixed places. Then, as you like, the next time you yearn your heart forward, you create this extension of the spine. Then bend your elbows and start to melt down. And then once you're halfway there, you can inhale, pull the chest forward, and exhale, fold down. It's a nice opportunity as well to bring your props nearby so that you can rest your head. Just fold into yourself. And breathe to your entire back body. Back down. I'll guide you. So just take a clearing breath in. And exhale everything out. Send your breath down to your low back around the sacrum. And exhale for release. Breathe into your low mid back just above the sacrum. And exhale, flow softly. Breathe into the center of your back. Exhale. Breathe into the space between the shoulder blades, behind the heart. Exhale out. Breathe into the space right below the neck. Exhale out. Now that you have a taste of how to direct your breath to places of the body, perhaps you felt into a place that felt a bit tighter, a bit more resistant than the others. Take this time just to direct your breath, direct your energy to where you wish to see an awakening within yourself. Sticking with the position. Try not to let the mind wander off. Continue to do the internal work while you're here. Take a deep breath in where you are. Exhale out. Reverse how you came in. So bring your chin towards your chest and slowly start to roll up, stacking each vertebra at a time. And then you continue to unravel. And you lift up through the heart. You roll the shoulders back and allow the crown of the head to come up. So Our Maha pose, so to speak, what we've been prepping for, is split. Hanumanasana. One day the dance floors will be open again and we'll be able to drop down and do our splits. So we have to do the prep work now. And we're going to show you how to ease into it. And of course, there's modifications. So to start, you're going to come up onto your left knee and extend your right leg straight out. And you're more than welcome just to stay here in a runner stretch. This is a nice way if you're easing into it, yeah? But since we did a lot of work on opening up through the quad, as well as the backside of the legs, what you can do is slide the right heel forward and work the back knee back. You might stay here. It's nice if you have the hands on the floor, and before you think, oh, this is where I'm going to take a detour and do my own pose, we're starting now, and just know we're not going to hold this for as long as the other postures, so just breathe with it. You can also slide a prop or a pillow underneath the front leg to give yourself some support. Okay? Try to keep the hips square. A deep breath in. As you exhale, feel a softening of the face, a softening of the body. Breathing in. Exhale out. In your own time, work into the greater depths. In yoga, we want hips to be square. You can see how I'm sitting into my right hip. That's what we don't want to do. Pull the right hip back in line with the left so that it's straight up. Here for a little bit more time. Deep breath in where you are. Exhale everything out. Now you can come out as you like. The way I just kind of lazily do it, I sit into the right hip, in the left knee in, then the right knee in. Then just switch your left leg forward, and your right knee back. And we're going to do the other side. So here it goes. Start in a runner stretch. You're popped up on your knee. This dress is, I wouldn't lift up my dress on the dance floor, but given that it's a yin class and you can see what the legs are doing, here you have it. So we're on the right knee, the left foot is flexed, and the left leg is streaming straight out from the hip. Here we go. Breathe in, roll the shoulders back, pull the heart forward. Exhale, melt down over the front leg. You want to keep it in runner stretch? Again, feel free. Otherwise, we're going to slide the left heel forward. As you tuck underneath the back toes, you can lift up the back knee and slide it back. And work about halfway or a third of the way. Or keep easing back. Free to slide a prop underneath. Give yourself some support. Then you're playing with your comfort zones, slightly going outside of them. to make progress. The left hip will want to come more forward with your left side, and your right hip will want to come back. So to ensure that they're square, what I do is I press into the hands, work the left hip back, right hip forward. Try your best to keep it square. We're already almost halfway there. Be sure to breathe so the body doesn't go into shock. Breathe deep, relish in where you are, how deep you've come, how far you've made it. Exhale everything out. When you come out, just simply sit over onto the left hip, or again, take what you like to work your way out of the position. Shake out your legs. Let's just come onto our backs now. And take a happy baby. So you just get to neutralize through your spine. You can even take little circles here with the knees. Just kind of feel into what your body needs. Otherwise, for happy baby, reach for the outside edges of the feet, the knees down to the outside of the ribs. You can explore the space that you've opened up on the undersides of the legs by extending one leg out and the other. And at this time, take anything else that you like in the next minute to close your practice. You want to work into some spinal twist, and just do what you need to do so that you can feel very comfortable and you're really able to drop down and in for the Shavasana or meditation sound bath. Because you want to be very cozy with yourself. And in the sound, it's an opportunity to do in a way like the final cleansing process. We already polished up a lot with your breath, with the movement. The vibration works on a whole other level. It starts to vibrate, starts to shake things out, so that you can really create a clear path, direct access, so that this relationship that you're cultivating, whether it be with a higher sense of self or a quality within you or a part of you that has been forgotten, like your inner child, right? You clear it out so that you can plug into it. It's in these connections that we feel more enhanced, more fulfilled in life. It's also a good opportunity to turn down the playlist unless you want a sound bath remix. You can do that. Another thing I would suggest for the sound bath is to ensure that your volume is turned all the way up so that you can hear it. Notice this when I do the recordings. I have to adjust the input. So hopefully by now you've found yourself in a position where you can really drop down and in. Still moving, just start to transition out. And to fully settle into your relaxation, take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, let out a sound like a TS, almost like a southern snake. Inhale. Exhale. In. And then exhale out, surrendering. As you fully allow yourself to drop into yourself, it gives space to receive. Receive whatever it is that you need.
You're able to stay rested where you are, to feel into the stillness. Take this time to be with yourself. Otherwise, you can recreate that relationship with your physical form by simply deepening your breath, allowing the breath to move through you, to feel into the spaces that you opened up in this short bit of time. And as you start to feel into these deeper levels, you can invite soft, organic movement so that in your own way you can find yourself sitting upright, nice and tall, in your meditative seat. And as you know, your meditation, this practice is always here for you in order to intensify the clarity of that relationship, the essence within you, or again, that aspect of you that you are seeking to relate to. Despite how our external worlds are always in flux, what remains constant is this piece of you that is deep within. By connecting to this, it gives us stability, it gives us clarity, it connects us to our authenticity, our passion, all the tools that we need in order to create a fulfilling life. And feel free to sit with yourself in meditation, continue to connect. And here, we'll close this virtual practice together by singing the sound of Om. You can allow your hands to float to your heart center, giving thanks for showing up. Thanks for exploring. And we'll take a deep breath in just to clear. And exhale everything out. Breathe in, sing from your heart. Thanks to yourself, thanks to the practice, thanks to those around you who support you, and all the masters and gurus who came before us. Simply why we say Namaste as it represents the light within myself, or recognizes and respects the light within each and every one of you. Namaste.